Ready when you're, babe.
There you go. So anyways, so they have that in Hungary.
Yeah, in Hungary they had them. I never received one, I will say. But my little Bense, shout out to my buddy Bense.
That was your Twix guy, right?
That was my Twix guy. He started this whole thing. He's the drummer now for Favar, the little drummer behind all the fans and stuff.
The little drummer boy.
He's crushing it. Shout out to his family.
Well, thank you for starting the Twix thing.
They actually run the concession. His grandmother runs the concession there. So
sounds like a family
operation over there. Oh yeah.
Good hot dog game in Hungary then, but you wouldn't eat them, eh? Too slim. Hockey players have changed. You can't eat hot dogs and buns anymore. Eh? It's all salads and protein shakes. Game's changed.
I just think I was still new to Europe. I didn't want to try new things, and now I would.
Well, I didn't even know like what a doner or yufka, like the kebabs were like when I first moved over to Germany. And geez, it had to have been 4 months until I was ready to try one. And boy, she was a game changer. when they finally shaved that meat off,
filled out, eh?
Oh, they finally filled out that body stick. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, it changed my life. Yeah, never looked back since. Okay, other things to know about Denmark is they love cakes. A lot of cakes, fancy cakes, all different kinds. A lot of bakeries. Okay,
I like that.
Okay,
wife will like that mostly.
Let's see. Herning, did they get a new arena? Because it was an old one when I was there.
Yeah, nasty rumor going around. Really sweet setup.
Yeah, it was an old one when
I've seen some pictures, and I am very excited to get to that locker room.
I don't like fancy locker rooms. Really, they make me. I don't know why.
Right, well,
yeah. Don't like fancy things.
Guy, fancy.
Yeah. I heard Jackson Hole has become quite fancy, Is it?
Yeah, it's a little fancy.
Is it?
The Carruth family may not need to get out of there. We gotta move on.
Okay, so I got a question. Actually, your poster pics. There's the 2 girls wearing the Carruth jerseys. There's your wife.
Okay.
Who's the other one?
Gemma. That'd be my Gemma's getting a shout out, babe. Be my wife's best friend. Her husband passed away before COVID, and they used to be sponsors. And then just by chance, like Mosey was good buddies with them. And so Mosey came down to watch us beat Lausanne in the CHL and introduced my wife, Kira, and Gemma together. And they've pretty much been inseparable ever since. And yeah, it was Gemma's first time back to the rink with Kira. And it was just kind of
that's cool.
Well, that's a good way back. Match made in heaven for them. And yeah, Gemma has that back in her life now. So it's good.
Well, that's awesome. So you'll always have, so she's from Cardiff, so you'll always have ties to there now, eh?
Yeah. I think her and my wife are already planning on visiting a few times back and forth. I was told it's only an 80-pound flight from Denmark to Cardiff. So I'm sure I'll be paying and or picking up Gemma a few times from the airport.
My wife had a Danish gal fly to Cardiff to visit us. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it is possible. Okay. Another fun fact about Denmark. They got a weird league too when it comes to playoffs. Do you know about this?
Oh goodness.
Whoever finishes first out of the bottom 4 teams, so 5 to 8, whoever finishes first, they get to pick who they play.
So the first place team in the league gets a pick 5 through 6.
5 through 8.
Or 5 through 8. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just like
we finished first.
Yeah, well, yeah,
really?
like Austria. Yeah,
they do that
except
too,
you have to go end of the year, and then the top 6 teams play each other in a round robin, and then whoever has the most points after that, I think you get points like before you start. But whoever gets the most points after the clown round, I call it, then they get to pick 5 through 8.
That sounds stupid. But in Denmark, we finished first that season when Corky and I ran a muck, and we chose to play the 5th place team, not the 8th place team.
Yeah, bring it on.
Right. the
We're
energy
fresh,
of
ready to
Esper.
go. Take
But
me on.
fun fact was their top 2 scorers had gambled against their own team and got kicked out of the league. So that's why we played them.
Yeah, we'll pick you.
And then the Sheffield Steelers signed the one. So
hey, stay hot, stay hot. Yeah, Sheffield's not scared of like
sign a controversial player.
Yeah, controversy. They're not scared of controversy, which they may like what I'm wearing to the UK Denmark game.
Oh dear, that we're gonna see photos.
Mosey says he only has
imagine?
one jersey for me, and it is a very bad color on me. But
Jeez. You think you were thinking you were written mean things on Twitter before after you win the playoffs, and then they see you in an orange jersey. Some folks just won't understand.
My wife might have a come apart, but that's okay. We're supporting the player, folks, not the team.
And that is I was thinking about this the other day, was like when people ask who my favorite teams are in like the NHL or whatever, like I don't really cheer for the teams. I'm like cheering for the players, like by the guys I know.
Players that I know, and
yeah. I see how teams treat some players like around the world, and it's like, well, it's hard to cheer for some teams, and it's like I could cheer for players that are playing for those teams, but anywho.
I hear you.
Okay, what else do I got here? I did see one guy that signed for your new team is this Matthias Bow Hansen. He's like, look, a unit, big fella.
Yeah, I was told upon signing that we're going to sign a big fella to take care of the stuff in front of you, so you don't have to lose your marbles.
Well.
And I said, well, I got a guy named Lou on my team now, and I still found a way.
Well, so another fun fact about Denmark is the folks are quite reserved. So I guess I've seen you play once on television, but I've heard that you can get wound up. I've seen it. We've chatted, and I think that they're gonna like the competitor you are. And I know that teams usually always had a really good goalie. The guy that used to be there, Pizar, was the guy we played against. He was a competitor. I think they're fine with it. Yeah, as long as you're winning the games and you're competing, I think they'll be okay with it, right? Even though they're a bit.
That's reserved. What I figured. I figured as long as you're winning, everything else is fine.
Well, what else do we got? I find it's been an interesting year. We didn't know each other until I think it was November. And I got a few notes written down here. So it's your ninth time to the shed, folks. And so when I'm putting up like how many folks come to the shed, someone told me I got to start counting YouTube, even though not many people go there. But then when I looked at it, there's some episodes that have had quite a few listens on there. And that's why it was 5,875 folks was counting YouTube too. But anyways, that's a lot of folks to the shed of us chatting. So we also started the Twix movement, which was wild that started, right?
Electric. I went into the locker room yesterday looking for them. They were gone. Not sure where they're at, but not happy about it. But
well, there's a lot
of to go buy my own Twix now.
Well, I've been buying Buenos the whole time ever since this happened. Colby's like, can I try to have a Buenos? I'm like, we got to actually pay for this. Like, I know we got thousands thrown on the ice, but we're still paying for it. But yeah, so we started the Twix, then Mosey with the Kit Kats in Sheffield. That was wild. Okay.
Get shut down.
Buenos for the boys started, and you came on with the Canucks and met my whole team. And like, those kids are going to remember that forever. And I just met you in November, but then Noxie got to meet you and he'll remember that forever. And same with my son. Like, he plays a video game. And he's like he talks like he knows Mac. He's like, so you talked with Mac lately? Like, it's just like, and that's the things you can do for a kid by being a nice guy and like making the time for me. So thank you.
Contrary to popular belief, I am actually a nice guy.
Just a bit competitive.
Just a bit competitive. On the ice, I'm a different person.
Do you know that the best goalies I ever played with were all extreme competitive, to the point where some people may not even be able to handle it that well, but like, it's like me, I'm not for everyone either.
Hey, as long as you're winning, doesn't matter.
Exactly. Well, you got anything else before we shut her down?
No. yeah, I just want to thank Cardiff for the year. We may be back in the future. So watch what you say to me or my wife to change her mind. But no, we've enjoyed our time here, and it's a bit unfortunate the way, things kind of worked out there at the end, but we've enjoyed our time and wouldn't hesitate to come back. And can't say enough about this. My teammates this year, you guys, they've been great, and obviously end on a winning note here has been incredible.
Yeah, and like the fan base, like I saw them partying there, and you put
Yeah,
up that
fans have
you're
been
gonna
great.
miss them, right? Like them throwing the
Yeah.
Twix on the ice and everything. Like you think of the just the money they spent alone on Twix bars this year, right?
Yeah, the fans have been great. I know the negative comments are the minority for the most part, but
Yeah, and those are the ones that don't get it, right? Like they don't get that, like
yeah. Oh,
like
I had a guy losing it on, like, he was posting on the Herning stuff and whatnot, and so I'm like, hey man, just like relax. Like, you don't know the whole story, and like no one ever will know the whole story. So just relax. Like, I'm gonna compete for the team for the rest of the year. That's not an issue. The guys in the locker room know that. That why I'm explaining this to a fan I have no idea who he is beyond me. But so I explained it to him, and then I go look, and he just put it on his work page. His work Instagram was tripping me all of a sudden. I'm like, oh goodness. But we figured out who it was, and asked him to take it down. But it was
it's
a wild time. And then I got an apology after I played well. So
oh man, and it's yeah, it's like
it's
anyways.
not like, obviously people react on social media very quickly, and I think, sometimes people regret it, sometimes they just kind of leave it on there. But that's the world we live in now as athletes. You kind of have to deal with people's snap decisions, and it's a bit unfortunate. But I do love Cardiff and the fans here, so I just want to go out on that note.
Yeah, and that has been another episode of Zero Ales and Hockey Tales with Mac and Wally.